Hey, what's up? Welcome to the day one of rebuilding my revenue engine for 2026. So we are in very interesting times. I should have actually started yesterday, but that was January 1, a public holiday, which meant everyone was at home and I had to take time off. But today is a bit different. Today, I'm officially starting my journey in 2026 to rebuild our revenue engine so that I'm able to double our profits, double our revenue, and quadruple our profits. Now, there's going to be a lot of behind the scenes in these lives that I'll be doing. I'm aiming to keep them at about 45 minutes long each time. And I've seen people grinding out for like 4, 6, 10 hours at a time on these lives. That's not me. I don't grind like that anymore. I used to when I was younger, but wife and 2 kids and a full schedule means that I'm not really able to commit that much time. But I want to show you within 45 minutes every single day the key decisions I make, things that I do that allow me to basically build a kind of business that I'm happy about. And there's something I want to show you before we get into it. So let me actually just jump on over and show you this number. So we're going to keep it as anonymous as we can. I mean, we're not going to be sharing any customer details or all those things as we do these videos, but this is to show you that we did last year, 2025, $662,000 in gross sales. Of course, this doesn't include salaries. This doesn't include any expenses that I paid out for various different things. So I'm not monitoring that in these videos. Sometimes I might share them with you, but I want to show you this is how much we did, which again on paper might look really good. But then let me switch back and show you what we did the year before that. So let's go to this and let's go to this. Oop, that did not work. Let me try again. So in the year 2024, January 1 to December 2024. Oh, I think it's again starting from that, sorry. There you go. So we did 1.05 million in sales, right? So let's do the math here. Let's go to calculator and let's go to calculator. So we did 1.01. Let's do it again. Okay, 105,000. I think that's right. No, that's 105. This is right. So we did 1.05 million last year in 24. In 2025, we did 662,000 approximately, give or take. That leaves us with about $388,000 less revenue in 2025, which sucks. I mean, we've talked about the economy and how things are changing, and that's a sucky number, right? That's a pretty bad number, which represents a loss of about 105,000, about 37%. So over the last year or so, we lost 37% in gross revenue. And I can tell you that we lost a fair bit of profits as well. So my goal through this series is to document how we bring that back up. Not just bring that back up, but double it up. So publicly, I'm committing to doubling our revenue. So for example, if last year it was about 662,000, I'm committing to publicly hit $1.324 million at the very least in 2026. And again, I'm going to document my journey through this entire process for you. You're going to notice that there's a lot of AI usage in what I'm doing. So I'll be doing a lot of content creation using AI. I will be doing a lot of video creation using AI as well. I'll be creating a lot of software using AI too. And you know, initially I had an idea of just finding out a way to just build out a new software in front of you and turn that into a recurring business, because hey, that's the dream that we all have, is how do we go about and build a software that basically makes us money. But I wanted to do this a little bit differently. Let me just see if I can see questions as they come in. Okay, I can't see them yet, but I'll check them out in a little bit. So I wanted to do that as well, but the thing is, why should I rebuild from scratch? right? Why should I pretend to be something that I'm not? So our business already makes money. I've been doing this since 2012. It's a profitable business. So why start from scratch again, right? Why do we do things from ground zero? Give me just 1 second. Okay. Plus, I have a team of people. I have a team of people I need to pay salaries to as well. So what that means for me is I want to make sure I can continue to pay them. I want to make sure I can continue to build this business, to grow it to a point where we can pay good salaries, where we can take our good profits and basically create a ton of value for our customers as well. Now, again, if you don't know me, today is a little bit of intro. So I'm going to show you kind of where we are right now and where it is that we are getting to eventually. So again, I want to go back to last year here. Last year, we did $662,000 plus in gross revenue. And so far, it's 2nd of January. This year so far, we are at 362. So we're quite far from basically where we want to be. And just so you know what that means in terms of daily numbers, because I think that's an important consideration. So if you want to hit 1324000 divided by 365, we want to be making $3,627 every single day. $3,627 every single day. Right now, with the last 2 days, I'm at about like 10% of that, right? So should have been at about 7,000 already today, or close to 7,000. But we're quite far from that. But that's okay. Not every day is going to be the same, right? That's one thing I want to explain as well. In business, not every day is the same. Some days you've got peaks, and some days you've got valleys, and that's okay. Like, that's one thing I've learned to understand and absorb as well, is that peaks are great, but you got to appreciate and respect the valleys too. You got to enjoy the times when things are not quite going the way you expected them to, because when those times happen, it means that you can kind of just relax and you can enjoy the journey. And to me, that's equally important in this process as it is to build a business. So that's what I want to focus on with you today. And I want to kind of take you behind the scenes and explain to you what exactly is it that we do and where do I see changes, where do I see growth happening in this year, right? So let's do this right now. There's a few sub companies under what we do. So we're a portfolio of SaaS, portfolio of businesses. And I want to explain each of these and what that represents. So Content Gorilla, if you're not aware, is an AI-based content creation tool. You can use it to build out long form blog posts, and it's an exceptional tool. We've had it since 2019, and it's been a consistent moneymaker for us, right? It's something that we continue to advertise using Facebook. It's something we continue to share using webinars, and it continues to make money. I don't operate that fully myself. I've got a business partner, Ijlal Ahmed, who runs this with us. And he's really good at building this out into something that is just managed without my active involvement. Now, in the last year, we made another product called PodGorilla. And this is, again, very similar to Content Gorilla, but does podcast creation. So AI-based podcast generation. It's an exceptional tool. We opened it to public in November of last year. And we're going to continue selling it as well, especially this year with advertising. And we're hoping to hit some really good revenue numbers with this product as well. So that's one side of the business. Now, the reason I'm telling you about this is because I don't fully control the inflow of revenue to this. So the number I showed you earlier, which is 662, that also includes Content Gorilla's revenue. But I don't fully own that pipeline. Ijlal primarily runs that, and that's okay. That's how I wanted it to be to begin with. And I think he's great at what he does, and I'm going to let him continue what he does. I'm going to focus a bit more on getting cross-promotion webinars, testing out a few different webinars via ads to see which one converts the best, and then taking that out to the public more actively. So that's going to be my core focus, at least in the first 3 months of this year. It's going to change as the product and composition changes as well. That's one business. Another business that we run is called Mailview. Now, Mailview is an email marketing platform. If you don't know, I very, very strongly advise you to check it out because this is run by my business partner, Steven, and he is a master at email delivery. Like, he has like a crazy scientist with a very precise, I want to say, what are those things you cut things with a very precise surgical knife. He's been working to have better inboxing, right? So he's worked a lot on inboxing really well, exceptionally well with email marketing. I'm going to eat some of this while I do this, by the way, my daily protein take. So this is something he runs. I don't actively participate in this business either, but sometimes I brainstorm with him. Sometimes I help come up with marketing ideas if he needs to, but it's something, again, that runs without me. And again, there are revenues of this product included in the overall revenue as well. Now, I'm telling you this because I don't want you to think that all the numbers you see is one person team only. This is not one person team. We've got about 15 people in our company. Most of them, well, all of them working remotely. Some from India, some from Pakistan. We've got people from Ukraine. We've got people from Macedonia, Nepal. We've got people from, I'm trying to think, quite many parts of the world. Argentina as well. And it's kind of interesting running an asynchronous team, right? So a team that isn't actively working all the time, because they still do what they have to do. We've got a very busy Asana. I'm the worst one at that because I've got a list of things I need to do. I just never can get it done. But this is an active team that's working around the clock. So they do a ton of different things: development, support, helping in marketing, design, video editing, all of that. So again, just so you know, everything I'm showing you is not a one-man operation. We've already got 3 business heads in the company, each kind of managing their specific portfolio product, which is Content Gorilla and Melvio. What I do primarily is I work on KV Social. Now, KV Social is not a product in itself, right? So these two are SaaS companies. So I'm going to put that down there so you can see this is an AI writer writing SaaS. And again, with podcasting, Melvio is an email marketing SaaS. KV Social is a bit different. And this is where it took me a long time to basically realize what I was. We have some of our own products as well, such as AI Closer and AI Webinars at this time. But what KV Social, which is what I run, is essentially an agency that does launch marketing for other products or businesses. So for example, I helped take Podgorilla to market. I helped take Content Gorilla to market. I helped bring Melvio to market. This month we have a product launch called Omnimint AI Suite. I'm going to help take that to market. So the idea is that is what I do every single month or every few months. Essentially, I take a product to market. That is what I'm exceptionally good at. And this is something I've struggled with for a long time, right? Because when you get good at one thing, you feel like, hey, maybe that's not enough. I got to do more. So case in point, one second. Case in point, I'm really good at product launches, and that's something I've systemized to the point that I can do this week in, week out, month in, month out. And we do about 6 to 8 product launches a year. But I've tried ads myself. I'm not very good. And partly why I'm not very good is because I haven't tried hard enough. And actually, I lost my Facebook ad account a while ago. So I used my friend Ijlal, my business partner Ijlal. He runs the ads for us if ever we need to. I'm not very technical at all, right? So that's where Steven is really good. Steven came in as a CTO and he runs Melvio now. But if I get stuck on something technical, I go to him. Like, I don't even know HTML, right? I use ChatGPT to learn HTML. Like code me this and it codes me that. So that's what I do. What I'm good at is hyping up a product, is talking to people, networking. Now, again, I'm not an extrovert. I'm actually quite antisocial, but I can put on that cap for a bit. I can talk to people. I can build relationships. I can nurture those relationships. I can market. I can do webinars. I can sell. And again, all these things are not things that I was born with, right? All these things are things that I eventually learned. And that is very, very important because a lot of people think that I was born with webinar skills. My very first webinar was an email marketing product at $497. And I was so scared that I literally wrote the entire script on a Word document, printed it out. And I had 8 pages that I read out on a live webinar. Imagine that for a second. reading out 8 pages of text on a live webinar. I was so crap, but I still sold 1 copy, right? The first time I had to record a video sales letter, which was back in 2012, and my mentor was with me at that time and he was watching me doing it. I had to literally learn a 4-minute script and record that without edits. Because at that time it wasn't easy to edit videos. I'm not a video editor, I'm not a designer. So he wanted me to do the whole thing in one go. So I had to, like an actor, learn a 4-minute script and record it. It took me about 20 takes to get it right. So all this to say is, if you're watching this and if you're thinking, well, Neil's in a very unachievable position and I have no idea how to do what he's doing, all of that is doable. You just have to put in consistent work, which for me, this is what these daily videos are about as well. So I'm showing you that if you show up every day, if you put the consistent work in every day, you can do better than what you did yesterday, because it's all about 1% growth, right? It's all about 1% growth. But I want to come back to KV Social. So for a long time as KV Social, I tried to build SaaS. I've tried on 3 different occasions, taking a break from everything I'm doing for 3 months at a time and just committing myself to, evergreen marketing, building a SaaS and all those things. It's never worked out for me. And again, when I say worked out for me, we've built something to $25,000, $30,000, $35,000 a month, but it's never scaled up to $100,000 a month. And part of it is maybe because I have the wrong product. But I think part of it also I've come to realize and I've come to accept and appreciate is that I suck at some things. Some things are just not for me. Some things are just not to my caliber, to my capacity, and that's okay. And that's the tough one. Because you never want to admit defeat. You never want to think like, I can't do this. You want to think I can do this. I've got a 7-year-old who's into wrestling these days for some reason, and he'll take on people, like he's 25 kilos or 22 kilos, I don't know, 22. And he'll take on people that are like 80 kilograms. He's like, I'll fight you. You need to have that kind of dogged attitude about life. But again, when you learn to know your limitations and you're like, I can't go past that, that's okay. Stop, pause, take a breath, and just work on that. Take a breath and do what you are naturally good at. So, having said that, KV Social, I realized a while ago, is that I'm exceptionally good at product launches. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to work on. So that's what we've been doing. We do a lot of webinars on the side. We do a lot of marketing here and there. And honestly, that works out quite well for us. That is something that I enjoy doing, and it's something that, brings us good results. So I continue doing that over and over and over again. But what happened in 2025? Let's talk about that. So for that, actually, I have to take you all the way back to 2020. 2020 was an interesting year. I'm not sure if you were selling anything online back then. If you're watching, if you were, you can tell me. But 2020 was an interesting year. And it was the year of pandemic, where life basically stopped. So when life stops, what happens is people think of different ways of doing things. Some people started doing more arts and crafts. Some people, started just attending more lectures online. Some people started doing more lectures online, and our business had this really upward trajectory growth. So 2018, 2019 were kind of flat for us, kind of like 25, but 2020 it suddenly blew up. It blew up crazy amounts. Our best year ever till date. 2021, once the whiplash of COVID backtracked, started to go down, 22 down, 23, 24, 25, all the way down. I wouldn't say worst it's been, but pretty much maybe the second or third worst year in the last decade that I've been selling online. I've been selling online for 13 years. And that's kind of how that journey went for us. So 2025, even though we were doing a lot of things right, we found ourselves stuck with a lot of legacy products. The whole AI boom was happening around us, but we just didn't have time to look at it. We didn't have time to wipe code. We didn't have time to build those N8 AI automations that you can sell to clients for $1,000, $1,500 a piece. We just never really had the bandwidth to do any of that work. It took a lot of effort. It took a lot of time and energy basically to realize that, okay, we cannot do everything. We are not able to be everywhere all at once. We have to burn down some projects. So we did. With a very, very heavy heart, we burned down some projects. And part of that was natural because one of the developers that worked with us on that, he parted ways with us. And that's okay. But that also actually was a factor in loss in revenue because we had fewer of our own products to sell, right? So that brings me to the stage where we're at the end of 2025, beginning of 2026, and we're looking now at a very, very narrow portfolio approach. We have a very clear idea of what we want to do. And now, coming into 2026, we have very precise focus. And that, my friend, is important, because if you don't have focus, you lose the battle. If you can't focus on things that you want to do, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to do the wrong things. So I'll tell you what it is that I'll be focusing on primarily this year. And again, I say that as KV Social. So one of the things that we make our money with are called affiliate promotions. If you don't know what that is, we find a product that is good, that works well, and we recommend it to our audience because it's something that they can use in their business. It's something they can use in their life. So for example, something I'm promoting today is training on how to inbox better, which of course, because we have Mailview, that is something we can teach people and talk about. And it's a good product launch. And we're going to be promoting that. Now, majorly in 2023, 24, 25, generally because the business was in a good place, I outsourced a lot of things. And outsourcing email marketing was one of the things as well. So I'm telling you this because I feel I made a mistake with that, right? I feel I gave up something that I was exceptionally good at. I gave up something that I knew better than everyone else, but I gave that up because it was more comfortable to just give up. And I did. And last year, I won't be able to show you those numbers, but I'll bring that up for myself. I don't have them fully yet. But last year, we did about one second. I'm going to find those numbers for you. Give me just 1 second. Okay, in 2025, we did about $80,000 in affiliate commissions for the whole year, $80,000, which again sounds really good. You're like, that's two people's full salary, or the one person's good salary. It's not enough for us. Just because the team size that we have, just because the scale we are at, just because of how much living costs for me in Finland. So that's not enough. The year before, in 2024, we did $100,000, right? Let me see if I have numbers for 2023. Let's see if I have those numbers. Not at hand, but I might. Oh, yes, I do actually have something. Yep. Oh, yeah. 2023, that number was $182,000. $182,000. So again, you can see it went down from 182 to 100 to 80. So that's quite a sharp decline. So one of the reasons why I wanted to step back in and take care of affiliate promotions was because I know I'm good at that. And with AI, with vibe coding, I've got enough access so I can make good software-based bonuses very quickly. So I know I can enhance the value on this. So that's something you're going to see a lot of in these trainings, is how we are essentially multiplying, not even like increasing, but multiplying our affiliate commissions in the year 2026. So if that's something you're interested in, you're going to find a ton of value in these videos that I'll be doing. So that's the first thing. Second, product launches. I mean, that's something I do already, right? So it's something I'm good at. And product launches have been our good bread and butter for many, many years now, since 2013, essentially. We're still going to continue them, but actually the focus is going to be a little bit less on trying to make money in a product launch, because it's getting harder in the market that we're in. If you go look at JVZoo, for example, in products that are launching there, they're not hitting the revenue milestones they used to. Again, I remember 2020, every single week there were 3 products doing $100,000 in launch revenue. In 2023, for example, that number went down to like maybe twice a week or once a week. 2025, there's like once a month a launch does 100,000, once a month. So the scale has gone down a lot, right? A lot of affiliates have left the market. Vendors and affiliates have become lazy. And I say that because I was one of them that became lazy. So in that sense, product launches have become very narrower in scope. So there's two things I can do for that. I can quit altogether, right? I can say I don't want to do product launches anymore because it sucks. They're not worth my time, which I've thought about, which I've tried to do as well, to be fair. But again, like I said, this is something I'm innately good at, right? If you're innately good at something, why give that up altogether? So I'm still going to be doing those, but the key things are that we're going to be automating a lot of things using AI that we do in product launches. For example, we do a lot of copy work. You can now automate a ton of that. It used to cost me $1,000 to get a front-end copy written for a product launch. And if you do the upsells as well, it's about $2,000 altogether, right? You spend $2,000 essentially getting all that copy done. I still outsource my front end, but I brought the person in-house. The cost of that now is approximately $250. Upsells, I could literally do 3 upsells, I could do in like a couple of hours, fully edited, fully done, as long as I know what I'm creating them for. So to me, the speed to market thing has gotten much, much better. We still use full-time designers because I think they do an exceptional job. And to be honest, I haven't fully utilized any automated designing tools yet. I might one day, but there's that. Same with video editing. We use video editors because I haven't found a tool yet that can fully edit a video the way I want, and I don't want to deal with it myself. So that's what we do. But this year, we've already so far automated a lot of our writing work for copies. We're probably going to also automate design and maybe even video editing work by the end of the year. I don't know what that looks like. But what that means is it frees up a lot of my time to do other things. So I'm not focusing on doubling our revenue on the product launches, but what we are focusing on is basically doing a lot more revenue on backends. Now, I can't actually tell you precisely right now how much of that revenue that you saw earlier of $662,000 came from backend, but it wasn't a lot. Like, it was honestly closer to, like, if I had to hazard a guess, I would say maybe $100,000. So maybe a sixth of the company, a seventh of the company revenue came from backends. By backend, I mean something priced at $1,000 or more, $997 or more, you know, which we sell on a webinar, at the back of a launch, that sort of thing, high ticket. Now that's going to be a big driver this year. I can't tell you how much revenue we're going to make from that, but my goal in my mind is to hit about 400K in revenue alone here. If I can hit that, so again, I'm gonna break it down for you, right? Affiliate promotions, we did, you know, 80K. I want to double that for sure, and I think it's actually possible to double that. 160 product launches, revenue. I can tell you. Just give me 1 second. I can tell you approximately what we did in revenue. Maybe I can. I don't know. Actually, I don't think I can right now. But you know, we expect, okay, 1 product launch, and they haven't been great. If I do 8, maybe 600K, I think is what we will get out of that. Realistically, 600K. So that's already, and by the way, this now is across multiple companies because I'll be doing backends for Content Gorilla. We might launch something with Content Gorilla, so that there's those things to consider as well. So this is already about 1,600, $1,160,000 so far. Right? So backends is where I'll spend a lot of time this year. So a lot of time that is freed up by automation and product launches. I'm going to be focusing more on backends because this is where, you know, we'll eventually run ads as well. So we'll get people to the door. We'll give them value and we'll make them offers that allow them to move faster, allow them to get more assured results. I don't want to use the word guarantee because there's no guarantee in business, but more assured result with our help. So that's something we'll spend a lot of our time on. And realistically to me, sorry, someone's just calling me. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Okay, realistically for me, the rest of the money, so again, if our goal is about 1.3 to 5 million, we're about 200K short right now. 200K short. I don't know. This I think is more experimental. Plus, I would say Mailview revenue that I'm not fully responsible for, plus CG, like maybe even more. Like that's the thing. There's probably more revenue there than I'm considering. But to me, a lot of this 200K, let's say it's experimental, is stuff that I haven't thought of yet, but I'm going to as we progress, as the year progresses, and we're going to generate that through partnerships, through other arrangements that I can't even think of right now. Just miscellaneous, right? And this is to say that if you're watching this, if you're watching all the way through, we're going to be documenting the entire journey as we do this. So that's the goal in 2026. The goal is to narrow down, the goal is to do things that I'm exceptionally good at, give up the things that I'm not very good at to other people, like ads to Israel, technical stuff to Stephen, and just focus on my zone of genius and just double down into AI, because for better or for worse, it is having a lot of impact on businesses right now, and helping our customers utilize AI to full capacity to do the things that I'm talking about. So that's the focus. That's what we'll be working on. Let me see if I can check out if there are any questions or comments. Okay, hey Luke, thanks Vishal. I'll look into that. I will look into that. I don't know yet. So Vishal told me right now the volume's a bit low. I'll have to check out how to improve that in the future. I think now it will be what will be. So I do apologize for that if the volume is low. But anyway, that's 2025, 2026. A lot of cool things planned, a lot of important stuff to be worked on. We're going to cut this one short for now, but I think as we get more people coming in the future sessions, as we'll be doing, we'll go more into details for that. And just so you know, this won't just be me talking. Like today, there was a lot of talking because I was introducing you to these ideas. But what I'm essentially saying is that a lot of these days, I'll actually be doing stuff in front of you, right? I'll be building stuff in front of you. So when we talk next, which is on Monday, because I don't work weekends, like I like that family time, money balance. So I'm not going to work weekends. But when we talk on Monday, I'll kind of show you, I'll talk about the 5 major tools that we use, how they fit into my business right now, and why they're important to doing things the way I do. And I'll actually go in fine detail and use them and show you how we use them. And hopefully that gives you some ways to see how you can apply them in your own business as well. So that's it from me, day 1. Thank you so much. When you come back, it'll be day 2 and I'll update you on our revenue then as well. Again, using QUADRUPLE, we'll always have this as a live thing. So every time we do a live, you're going to see revenue and updates and all those things. And I'll tell you why there was an uptick, why there was a downtick, all those things as well. So that's it. Thank you so much for being here. And I look forward